Okay, let's see what this thing can do. Oh yeah! Feel that quick shifter. The bike is so loud and angry. It's telling me 200 kilometers an hour, but I'm only going 120. That's interesting. There does feel like there's a lot of untapped power with this bike, but that feels great. I mean, hard acceleration in a motorcycle, gotta love it. But with this 400cc bike, this feels like I'm revving a much larger engine. The excitement is there. So well done, Kawasaki.
So is the Kawasaki Zx-4rr worth the big money? Well, as soon as you twist the throttle, it will be. That's going to get you over the sticker shock of the cost of this bike. But what does that all get you? Well, that's going to get you a motorcycle with adjustable suspension at the rear, and you do get some adjustment up front with the preload. You get big brakes. So you get dual disc with a ZX-10 caliper, so there's lots of braking power. So much braking power, more than you can hang on to the bike. You get a quick shifter up and down, so if you struggle using the clutch, no problem. You have quick shift up and down, and then traction control as well. So there's a lot of safety aids. So this motorcycle is for the technical rider that really wants to get into the sporty side of motorcycle riding, but also it's going to offer a great deal of safety. The dash is full color, which is excellent, so you'll get all your information there. A great RPM indicator as well, so you can just glance at it and see where you're at. And everyone's favorite, the gear indicator, but it's also going to give you the menu and then the ability to adjust your safety aids as well. So this bike does come with the TST Industries signals, so they do look good. I hope that comes through on the camera, a nice cascading effect, similar to the rear tail light as well with the signals there, and also they're integrated, so I'll get you in trouble with the law potentially. And that is a Graves tail tidy as well. So you do not get much room in the tail section, but you get some room. But who cares? That's not why you're buying the bike. It does have a toolkit in here. This is the sport cover for it, since it's unlikely to be taking passengers. You can remove this passenger peg here, which you won't need, but the other one will have to stay unless you get some other bracket to hold the exhaust. So how well does a motorcycle fit someone who's tall? I'm 6'2", I'm 190 centimeters. So this bike is going to be a little small for me, but I don't care. These bikes are great fun to ride. But what I do care about is, how cramped up am I? And yeah, I'm a little cramped up, but this is not a motorcycle I'm gonna do an all-day ride on either. This is gonna be kind of the shorter rides. But I'll do the occasional long ride as well, and I'll just smile and enjoy the ride all through the discomfort. But I'm still fairly upright. It's still forward, but it's not like really super sport forward. So I'm okay with this. But I'm pretty tall on the bike too, so I'm gonna get a lot of the wind, but this little windscreen will clean the air. So I didn't find a lot of wind buffeting a problem for me on it. It feels very light underneath me, so that's another great thing about smaller CC bikes is they're light, or they feel light. They're very well balanced. As a new rider, this is still going to feel really heavy and awkward, but I can promise you, bigger bikes, bigger engines, they feel like they weigh twice as much as this bike does. So really easy to kind of move around, and you're not going to be just hauling this thing around, really fatiguing yourself. So that's the great thing about this bike. Yeah, if you're taller, you're going to be cramped up, but once you're riding it, feels pretty good, and it's got a good light feel to it as well. So the tires that it comes equipped with are the Dunlop GPR 300s, and good tire. There's no need for you to upgrade to something more track worthy. When I had my Ninja 400, I had the same tires and I had no problems with those on the track. So unless you really want a track tire, go for it. But if you're just riding around town and you're just learning the track, these tires will do just fine. So I'm definitely a buyer of this motorcycle. However, yeah, the price is quite expensive, but just keep in mind what your goals with riding are. And if they are to be, you want to learn the track properly and learn quickly, learning on a smaller, lighter bike that still has decent power, this is the bike for you. So if you can get over the price, you're not going to regret it at all. Now, of course, there's going to be cheaper options. Pretty much everything else is a cheaper option. So that'll get the job done, but you will learn a lot with this bike, and this bike will have a lot of growth to offer you, so you should not get bored of it. If you do, you're going to want to just swap out the exhaust and get it dyno tuned and really open up this engine, because there's a lot of untapped power here that's just not available just yet. And that's mostly because of the emission standards Kawasaki has to meet at the various countries of the world. But once you own it, feel free to open it up. So if you got this bike, let me know. A lot of these reviews are buyer confirmation as well. People want to know they got the right bike. But yeah, if you're curious about it, you're not going to regret it, although your pocketbook might. But that's motorcycling. You spend and you enjoy, because life is an adventure. You just got to ride it.